Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Mom of Madness, issue number 1, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. Now, I know this is Emilia Clarke's comic book from Game of Thrones, Khaleesi. This is pretty interesting, I gotta say. It's a lot going on in this book. We start with this character named Maya. You can tell she has a necklace of Emilia Clarke. It's at a Clapton Art Museum in March 2049, and this is just it looks like a heck of a party. She's 29 years old, a single mom, a high school dropout, a chemical engineer part-time, sex worker, Thai food junkie, who isn't, and biological freak of nature. We're gonna get more into that. So in this party, you know, there's some conversations going on. It's very meta, very it's very open. I mean, this girl Maya just seems like the kind of girl you want to have a cocktail with, you want to go on a dance with. Just she definitely does not lack any dull moments in her. You can tell. There's even pictures, having dialogue in here. This book is very interesting. But there's a funny moment happens in this feminist party. Well, I don't know what that stain is, but it definitely, a first thought, you know what I'm thinking. Second thought, you know what I'm thinking. And everyone else at that party is thinking that too. So she runs out of there, but she has an interesting power where her, depending on her state, and her iWatch tracks her emotional state, her superpower is triggered. But now we go into the backstory of who Maya is and how this came about. We see the younger girl back in 2028 of Maya and with her father and mother, and her father's giving her mother some medicine. Maya does say she was adopted and she was left at the hospital as a newborn, but these her adoptive parents loved her, and she says she wouldn't choose any other way. Now she talks about a tragic death with her parents, and that just started like a broken heart and a downward spiral of things. Like, what are you supposed to do when you're a good girl and your parents pass away? You lower your head, you lower your eyes, and just keep it moving. But in her moment, she did some more cleaning. And as long as I'm down there upstairs and hear the ringing of how not they are when she's talking about cleaning while having a remembrance of her parents, it's like she's cleaning so deeply, she's cleaning atoms. But then she takes these pills that trigger her superpower. Now we fast forward to 2049 with her being a mom and her son named Billy, and she's moved in with a platonic neighbor named Benny who secretly has a crush on her. The thing that's confusing about this book in this first issue, and I'm willing to forgive it, is it goes back, it goes forward, and it goes back, and it goes forward. It's kind of jarring as a reader when it should just be one continuous story. Or if you're going to go back, maybe give the flashback in issue number 2. That's just what I would do if I was writing a comic, but I'm not the one writing a comic. It's kind of a cool moment when her son Billy tells Benny, the platonic neighbor, like, you really need to get your life together, and you know what? You need to actually ask my mom out for a date. So we see these moments where Maya's powers kicks in, and we see her augmentation of her breastises right here, and it's like, and then her skin gets like transparent and turns into a ghost, and she goes into how her powers are triggered by her emotional state. Like, for example, when she's happy, she starts to melt like a goopy pile of human fondue. When she's laughing, her laughter is unladylike, and it has a frequency to shatter glass and objects. And she also talks in when she's angry, she's super strong and fast. When she's anxious, she gains supersonic hearing. When she's frightened, she's invisible. But at the peak of all her powers, when all of her emotions go, her eyes blaze gold, and this is known as her pinnacle. And so she fights off these thirsty Thundercat boys that try to do something with her. So as her job as a chemical engineer, we see her banter here. But when her parents died, this guy, I believe his name is John, as a way to help her pay her through college, she had to work for him as a chemical engineer. So we see this cool dialogue where her and his daughter, Wanda Boone. This is a cool name, by the way. And just more backstory and how her powers are triggered, the life of her. But this funny part right here where she gets so mad at John, her boss, but even though she's a good worker and he knows it, she gets so mad that her strength kicks in, crushes the door handle, takes it off, dislodges it, and he's claustrophobic claustrophobic and he can't get out. There's a really awesome moment in here where it shows like her mommy superpower, hectic. It's relatable as a mother, because I'm a single dad myself, that the stuff you have to deal with as a single parent. But now you're a superhero, and the balance, and an employee and a friend and all this kind of stuff. I mean, yeah. My pro with this book is there is a lot of book to go off with this, and it's a very interesting backstory with with a human trafficker and his camera lens that she's able to spy on. It unlocks some mystery there. My only negative with this book is it's a lot of book, and I would have liked to seen it take its time with little by little. Like maybe the first issue, a day in the life of a single mom. The second issue, or backstory, how she got her powers. And the third issue, the climax, if it's, or however you're gonna do it. I think it's a lot of book for what it is. But at the same time, this book is also like, let's say when you go to a restaurant, a brand new restaurant for the first time, you know the food is good, but they need some time for the employees and chefs to work together, gel together, and iron out all the kinks. But the food still came out really good. And I thought the story was really original. And I got to say, if this is her debut, this girl's got some talent, and I am looking forward to seeing how this comic book develops and just materializes as a story. With that being said, this book is definitely worth giving it a chance, but comment below, let me know your thoughts. Mom of Madness, what you guys think of the comic? Comment below, let me know. If you haven't gotten a copy of your comic, go ahead and get your copy from RatedComics.com. If you like the content we're throwing up, not to mention comic book related content, and with the occasional comic book reviews, you know what to do. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.